Very pleased to be joined by brand new University of Texas head baseball coach David Pierce, who's with us. Glad to have you with us.
Thanks a lot, Barry.
You don't feel brand new anymore now. You've been on the job for a little bit.
I have 3 months.
Well, first of all, before we get into talking some baseball, let me get your thoughts on, you were obviously in the stadium and were feeling a part of that vibe that had 102,315 fans. And what was your takeaway from that whole experience on Sunday night?
Well, it started Sunday morning. We had recruits on campus at the stadium, and they just kept rolling in, and we were able to walk over to the T Association. You could really feel the vibe right then, the excitement, a lot of energy and a lot of expectations of the fans. And once you got into the stadium, it was just electric. And that's what I told Charlie at Central Texas after the game. And I just thought it was just an unbelievable environment. Just excited for our university and the students and everybody involved. I mean, there's a lot of people who've been waiting on that. And to see Charlie's team do what they did, it's a great Irish team, was real impressive because, you know, immediately they got behind and it didn't faze them. And they just did a great job of coming back. They kept their cool. And they played a great football game the entire game. And it was just real impressive and a lot of fun.
You brought up the fact of it being a recruiting weekend, and I know that Karen Aston had a lot of recruits in. There were recruits in for Texas women's basketball, Shaka Smart for men's basketball. Obviously, there were football recruits. How valuable is it to have recruits in on a football weekend, A, like that, and then B, to have it go the way it did with the game unfold the way that it did?
Well, believe it or not, we had 27 recruits there, which was a huge number. And Drew, our baseball ops position, Drew was sitting with them and he said they were going crazy wild. So I think if that's any indication of what's going on, our recruits felt it, so I'm sure all the other recruits felt it, and it's huge for us. To be in that environment, to kind of get a real good taste of what it's like to be in that environment, being a Texas Longhorn, boy, you can't beat it. And the game was perfect. I think everybody stayed to the very end, too.
Well, you're a native of this state. You spent most of your 27-year coaching career in this state as well. So how natural a transition was it for you, even though you were at Tulane University before you coming back over, how natural a transition was it for you coming back over to the state of Texas to be the head coach of the Texas Longhorns?
It just felt so good. I mean, to come home 2.5 hours from Houston, where I'm from, but our daughter graduated in 2012, so such an easy transition for us, and you know, it's just been perfect. And we're really, our team right now is really working hard. Transition's been great and easy, and it's all about the people. The people at the university have been just extraordinary because, you know, you think a big University of Texas, and you think it just kind of runs on its own, but it really doesn't. It's about the people involved, and the family atmosphere is really incredible.
All right, now when we come back, we're going to talk about what Coach Pierce has in terms of his baseball team right now and what he's looking to accomplish and what he's looking forward to projecting to do as head coach of the Texas Longhorns. This is Longhorn Weekly. We're here live from Pluckers, the West Campus location, and it continues. Longhorn Weekly continues right here from Pluckers on the Longhorn IMG Radio Network. We welcome you back to Longhorn Weekly. During this course of program, we're talking Longhorn baseball with brand new head baseball coach David Pierce. Although I got to ask about it, Shane Shelton, his first career college touchdown pass, and he seemed very poised to be for a true freshman. And I know that true freshmen in baseball, it's a little more commonplace with what they contribute as opposed to football, but it always does a coach's heart good to see a true freshman be able to perform at that level, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I mean, he's got that it factor, and I don't think he was phased. I think he had a lot of nervous energy, which is what you want if you're going to be ready to play a football game in front of 102,000 people. But poised the entire way. I thought him and Swoops did a great job of handling the offense, and the defense was outstanding. I mean, I'm a huge football fan to begin with, and then to watch the Longhorns do what they did was just really easy to watch.
Now, you're going to have some very talented freshmen coming up, but you've also got some returning veterans for your first team coming up in 2017.
Yeah, we really do. I mean, we've got Casey and Cody Clemens in the back, and they played every day. We have Joe Baker, that's got a chance to be a really good player in the middle of the field. You know, you can go down the list. Travis Jones, Brett Boswell, Summer League Player of the Year in the national spotlight, and then Zane Derwitz. So we've got a pretty good nucleus, very good nucleus, and I think there's a great expectation from the players to get off on the right foot. We've got a tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, and before we get to that, also, I was going to ask you about your pitching, because you've got some veteran pitchers coming back as well, and you're kind of, I won't say you're an unusual creature in this, but because some head coaches at the Division I level do go ahead and handle their pitchers themselves. But it's, I guess, a little more uncommon than it is common, and yet it's something that you naturally evolved into during all of the years as an assistant coach, that you'll handle your pitchers.
I do, and I do for a few reasons. First of all, the head coach and the starting pitcher are the only two that have their individual names in the win or the loss. So it's my responsibility to make sure we're ready in that category. But it's what I like to do, and I have a great pitcher coach that's with me, Phil Hay, that we kind of do a combo on him, and he does most of the day-to-day, and I'm able to manage the game. With his expertise being with me now 5 years, it really frees me up to not have to see every pitch, but see a lot of it in the bullpen work. And it also allows me to watch Coach Allen, Coach Miller working with the hitters, and put my 2 cents in, or just be a resource for them. So I think we have a very unique staff, and when you look at the starters and some of the arms that we have coming back, and you look at Morgan Cooper, that's got a chance to be lights out this year. It looks like a big league throwing in the bullpen. Connor Mays had a very good summer, got a chance to do a weekend type guy for us. Kyle Johnson, the same situation. And then we've got some other guys that really fill in the blank. One kid that's really impressed me so far is the left-hander we have, Nick Kennedy. And Nick's got a big arm. I think just the command is something that he's got to continue to work on. But we definitely have a very good nucleus to start with.
You brought up briefly the newest members of your coaching staff. I wanted to give you a chance to tell folks a little bit more about what these guys bring to the party for you.
Well, first of all, it's not the Tulane staff that we transferred over. It's the staff that I developed when I went into San Luis State. These guys have been with me since day one. And to me, that's very unique, and something that I'm proud of is that, you know, they were able to handle my criticism or my dealing with me. And we've just developed such a great staff. And Coach Allen is a veteran of 37 years old, but he's been in the business for a long time. He's very good with our offense and our infielders. Coach Miller is our first base coach. Coach Allen is third, runs our offense. And Coach Miller is our first base coach, handles our catchers and outfield. And I think one of the best instructors in the country. And then we talked a little bit about Phil Hay. We did retain Drew Bishop, and he's been a rock for us and just been that foundation to kind of get us moving forward.
You briefly mentioned the schedule, and you and I talked a little bit about it. I kind of referred to it as the David Pierce reunion tour, because places where you have been and have excelled, both as an assistant and as a head coach, are on the schedule this coming year.
They really are. It's really ironic because I spent 9 years at Rice, so it's well documented, but we opened up with Rice in a 4-game series here. We needed a couple more midweek games, so we added a San Luis State, which is the following Tuesday, as the opener against Rice. So
a road trip to Huntsville.
That might be a first, and that might be a huge venue and a huge night for San Luis State. And hopefully we perform well. But and then our weekend schedule is tough. It's good. We have UConn, who's an American Athletic Conference school that we competed with the last 2 years. Very solid, great. Jim Penders is actually, his brother is Coach Penders here at St. Edwards. And Jim does a great job at UConn. We go out to Palo Alto and keep that series going against Stanford. And then we finalize our non-conference schedule against UCLA at home. And then we got the Big 12 schedule. So there's no rest in it.
You also have a midweek trip for our listeners on the network down in the Corpus Christi area. Get excited about this because the Longhorns went down and played Texas A&M Corpus Christi several years ago, played at Whataburger Field. It was jam-packed, sold out, and and you're going back there to play them again.
Well, it gives us an opportunity to expand and go into some of the markets that we recruit, and it gives us a chance to go into markets that really support us. South Texas has been very supportive of the University of Texas. It's a great venue at Whataburger Field, and so it makes all the sense in the world for us to go play, and it's a AA park. So, you know, we'll have a good service, and we expect a great crowd.
In your coaching back history, you have never shied away from going anywhere and playing anyone. And sometimes the Tuesday night game is looked at as being the sore thumb or the outlier game, and some coaches aren't really fond of those things, but yet you kind of embraced it as to what you want to see from your program on those Tuesday night or those midweek games.
Well, we really just played that as the fourth game of the week, and that's how we've looked at it. It's no different than a Friday or a Saturday, and to me, the difference is when you play well on Tuesdays and Sundays. Sunday's a tough turnaround, and it can make a difference of sweeping, winning a series, or avoiding a sweep. And we've had a big Sunday win, and it was really to avoid a sweep, to keep us in contention, and to also keep us in that at-large position. So every single game we play, we present it to our players as it's just as important as a weekend series or a conference series, and that's how I want our guys to approach it.
Big 12 had 3 teams in a row again. That is, it's rapidly emerged as one of the best baseball conferences in the country. You know that going into the thing. Yet, what kinds of expectations can you yourself have for what you want to see your program accomplish?
Well, it's all about a process, and it's all about getting better every single day. And when you start putting really hard goals in early, you know, you can put a lot of pressure on yourself. What I want to do is make sure that we're ready to play every week, and our guys are getting better, and we process and learn from wins as well as learn from losses, and you know, kind of get a mentality of an expectation that when we face anybody in the country, we feel like we're going to win the game. We're going to steal a game here and there. We're going to drop a game here and there. But, you know, we just want to be prepared for that and understand at the end of that game, we've got to be ready for the next game and move on. It's a long grind. It's not one weekend. It doesn't. Your season's not determined in week one, nor is it in the last week if you have to take care of your business early. So it's just a very good, consistent approach, and you know, we want to go through this process and really be as good as we can be every single week. And I think health is such an issue with us, and if we can do that, I think we have enough talent to really make a push.
Final thing here, you got your guys going through fall ball workouts. You got a World Series tonight.
That's right. We've got our actual 8-hour period ends tomorrow, and then, Monday, and then Tuesday we start our 20-hour period, our team fall period, which is our end season of fall ball, and we play a lot of inter squads. We've got something kind of special this year. We're going to go to Houston and play the USA 18 and under team on grass at the Urban Youth Academy, which is a great inner city facility and is sponsored by Major League Baseball. It's a great promotion for us, but it gives us a chance to kind of expedite the things that we're trying to do in the fall and put us against an outside opponent, which I think is so critical with the team that is trying to get to know the coaching staff as we're trying to get to know the team.
All right, great to see you. I appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks a lot, Craig. Enjoyed it.
All right, David Pierce, Longhorns baseball coach. Coach Strong will rejoin us when we continue to hear more of Longhorn Weekly here on the Longhorn IMG Radio.